to my home office. Yes, obviously this is where I film the majority of the videos you see here on my channel, but I don't think, at least in recent times, that I've taken a step back and really broken down and shown you guys everything that is in here. By no means is all of this, or even most of this, necessary. Some of it is ridiculous and expensive. This is not a flex, but this is just the culmination of years and years of building out, slowly developing this home office I've been building towards since 2019. So 4+ years in the making. So let's start with the meat and potatoes, the workhorse of my home office, which is of course my brand new 15-inch MacBook Air with M2. And of course I pair that with the Apple Studio display. The M2 Air, of course, is a recent upgrade, or side grade, I should say, from my old 16-inch MacBook Pro with M1 Max. And believe me when I say that, yes, this chipset actually performs incredibly well, and this MacBook Air has given me absolutely no problems. Paired with the Studio display, this thing is incredible. The performance is excellent, and I can accomplish everything that I want to on these devices. This display is stellar. It's beautiful. The colors are fantastic. The camera built in is fantastic. It just works so well, and it is of course why it is the centerpiece, the heart and soul of my home office, and I do everything on these two machines. Of course, when you've got your laptop docked, you need a keyboard and mouse, and literally since 2019 I have been using Logitech devices as my keyboard and mouse of choice. The keyboard is the Logitech Craft. I love this keyboard, not just because it's a full-size keyboard and it's got very good tactility. The keyboard feels really good when you're using it, but it also has the little dial on the top. Now, I don't know how many other keyboards out there have these at this point, but this is hot swappable, programmable. You can use it to control a whole bunch of different things. I've got it mapped in Photoshop to control zoom. I've got it mapped in Final Cut to control zoom on my timeline. So you can also use it to control your volume levels if you're listening to music. It is very handy to have. Paired with the Craft keyboard is the Logitech MX Master 2. I mean, this mouse is incredible, and all these years later, it is still going strong. I know they've got the MX3 now, but there's almost no point in upgrading if you've got the MX2. It is just such a fantastic and solid device. Now, keeping my MacBook Air docked is the BookArc from 12 South. This is available in a bunch of different places, and it's a great price. And although it's maybe not the most feature-rich dock, it doesn't have any additional port plugs like some of these docks have now, it is aesthetically very pleasing, and again, something I've been using for several years now. And I should note, if you want to check out anything in my home office, anything I talk about, it'll all be linked down below, so I've got you covered. If you miss anything, it'll all be down in the description. Now, this is another tried and true addition, something that's been in my home office for years now, is the Google, before it became Nest, Home Hub. This is the larger touchscreen version of the Google Home or the Nest Home, and this is a fantastic device because, of course, not only does it have voice control, but it also is a touchscreen and it has touch capability and interaction, and you can use the screen to control your lights, which I have set up through Philips Hue. I can control my Nest cameras and also my Wyze cameras through this device. I can control a myriad of different things, anything compatible with the Nest or Google Home network. So having it right at my fingertips in the center of my home office is absolutely key. Now, you've got to have good audio when you're working, and I of course have not just the AirPods Pro for in-ear, but I also have the AirPods Max for over-ear. And right now they're actually sitting on a newer addition to my home office, which is the X-Arm by X Layout. This is a super strong and robust phone and tablet stand. So you fix it to the back of your desk, side of your desk, wherever you'd like to have that position, and then you can change and adjust the position of the arm to secure your phone or your tablet. I secure that next to my studio display, so while I'm working, I can flip through notes, I can draw or sketch quickly, I can check off things on my to-do list, or if I am just watching for an important notification to come through my phone, I can mount the phone next to the display, and that way I won't miss it. The arm is super strong, and it is extremely rigid, so nothing's going to move around on you or get displaced. You do not have to worry about anything falling or becoming dismounted. This arm is extremely robust, and I've been loving it. And again, much like that BookArc that keeps my MacBook Air secured, I find this super aesthetically pleasing, and it just blends in really nicely and doesn't have a very large footprint. If you want to learn more about the X-Arm, you can check it out at the link down below in the description. And thank you to the guys over at X-Layout for sending this over for me to use here in my home office. And if you actually want to find out how to win one of these X-Arms yourself, just watch to the end of the video and we'll touch more on that soon. Now, functionally, that is basically everything that I use to accomplish my work. Of course, I have cameras. I'm filming right now on the brand new Sony a6700. And of course, I have a printer. I use a Canon TR4 720 3-in-1. Of course, you've got to be able to scan and print, and I can do that all here. And it's wireless, which is absolutely key because nobody likes having anything wired anymore. So I can keep it behind my main desk and keep it all out of the way. Talking about the desk, which is really the last part I'll touch on here. This is the Ergonoffice standing desk. Fantastic, absolutely bulletproof. Again, something I've had since 2019, and has been the centerpiece of my home office setup. It is a very large desk. I believe it's like 72 or maybe even more inches in length. So I can fit all of my devices, everything I'm working on. I can film unboxings, I can film overhead shots in one corner. This desk is big enough to get it all done in one place, and it's working so well. Now, in terms of storage, obviously, when you have a home office, you need places to store your stuff. First, I've got a filing cabinet to the left side of my standing desk where I store my files, my bills, my paperwork, credit card statements, all that kind of junk. That all goes to the left side of my desk, and it allows me a little bit of extra room off to the side of the desk where I can fit some other stuff, which I'll touch on in a moment. On the right side of my desk, which you can kind of see in the background here, where I store my camera boxes, my camera lenses when they're not in use, where I store books, checkbook, all that kind of stuff that I grab and use quite regularly, or that I want to keep just in case I ever go to sell them in the future or need to do a warranty claim, stuff like that. That is all stored over here, and it's stored in basically these little cubby inserts. I'm not really sure what they are, but I found them on Amazon and I've linked them below if you want to check them out. And because they're modular, you can actually build the cube sets to however you wish. I've got them going 3 wide, but you can make them 3 tall, you can make them 2 wide by 2, you can make it however you want. It's pretty cool, and they're very affordable. Last but not least is the Wayfair storage unit that I'm actually filming from on top of right now, and this was only a couple $100 back in 2020 when I bought it. I'll try and find and link it below if I can, and this gives me a ton of room for storing kind of the junk. I keep my tripods in here, I keep light bulbs, spare Philips Hue bulbs and stuff in here. Anything is just too ugly and too much of an eyesore to keep out and about, keep that in this Wayfair cabinet. That is all of the important stuff out of the way. Now we can talk about the fun stuff. This is stuff that is completely irrelevant. Some of you might find it silly or completely unnecessary, and I don't disagree with you at all. But these are things and pieces that I've accumulated over the years that I just find elevate the home office, make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing rather than just a desk. This is what kind of takes my home office setup to the next level. First is my Lego collection. I have a ton of Lego, and if you've been following me here on the channel for any recent amount of time or any length of time, you'll know and have probably seen my speed builds on all the pieces here, whether it's the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, the Land Rover Defender, the Ford GT, and also the Lego plants. One of the Lego plants are just super, super cool. And as I mentioned, over on the filing cabinet, I also have the Life Planter from Flight. This is a levitating planter. Yes, it's all powered by magnets, and it literally pushes the cup that holds the plant right off of the base of the planter itself. This is super cool. Again, super unique. Not a lot of people have this. 2 more things. I've got my candle collection over in the back corner because, yeah, from time to time, you need to light a little something, get a little ambiance going in here when you're just working and plugging away. I have not only some Better World Fragrance House, it's Drake's Candle Company. I've got those in the back, but of course, recently I've become a Dossier partner, so I've got some Dossier candles that I kick around here. And last but certainly not least, I have my Cause Companion. I picked this up back in, I believe, 2020. Completely unnecessary and expensive, but I do think they're kind of cool, a little bit freaky. Some people find them a little bit of a turn off, but I do like my Cause Companions. I've been following them for quite a while. I also have behind the desk from friends of the channel, Iconic, some really cool wall art. And I got Iconic art not just in here, but in a couple other rooms in the house. And Iconic has been with me again since 2019. It's when I first started to build this out at my last house. I really like the art. It's really bright, really vivid, in your face, and impactful, and the sayings help to keep me motivated. I have a Gundam model. Gundam is probably one of my favorites just because, again, it's something you can build. I've got a couple of them, but this is the one I keep here in the office right now. And I have something to remember my F-Type by. I've got the blue F-Type figure from Hot Wheels as well as the black. I haven't opened the black one because it is literally the car that I had and it makes me miss it. One day I really hope to be able to get behind the wheel of a sports car again, but right now I'm being responsible, living the SUV life. Well guys, that concludes the tour of the home office, and I hope maybe some of it will be useful to you. Again, everything I talked about will be linked down in the description below for you to check out and get more information on, or to buy it. And as I mentioned, if you're interested or you are looking to win the X-Arm from X-Layout that I talked about, I actually have been given a second X-Arm and I'm giving it away. So click the link down at the top of the description. Good luck, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope, again, you found some of it useful and you picked up a thing or two that might be cool or interesting or handy to have in your own home office setup. We'll see you guys again soon in the next video.